Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the Appleton Oak. This is Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight we are continuing our journey into the Haunting of Bly Manor, I guess is the only way I can say it. This is episode 3. This one's called The Two Faces. And for me, this show has been an absolute home run so far. I am loving every minute of it, and I cannot wait to jump in the comments with all of you. It's been so much fun. I can't wait.
These kids are getting creepy. little man's putting on headlocks, deleting birds. The little girl, Flora, she's seeing ghosts. Just be like, shush, shush, keep it down. It's taking some twists and turns I wasn't ready for, but I am definitely excited about checking out episode 3.
I'm excited. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go!
Is this a recap or is this just...
I think you're picking...
Oh, that's cool. What a visual.
Here we go again, guys.
Okay.
We're back on the perspectives.
Yep.
Just like in the first couple episodes of...
Yep. Run away. Okay, so we're going to see his background and Miss Jezel's probably.
You know, it's going to be nice to see him play a different role because I feel like he was kind of limited. Not limited's a bad word to use for this, but...
It's depressing.
Yeah, he was in a...
Even if you begged, you said we had to get this one done. Oh, Christ.
Is this his actual accent?
Au pair. Here. Au pair.
Hit me again.
So, you have a stain right there.
Oh,
Do you need a minute?
no.
Done.
You have a stain on your blouse.
Right off the bat.
University of London, School of Oriental and African Studies. You went to SOAS.
Just for a Russian poetry course.
And her time at London School of Economics, it's hardly a bastion of Russian or bards.
Finding my way through public law.
The surprises continue.
God, he's so good in this.
A nanny job if your ambitions lie elsewhere.
If you're a lawyer.
I have an inquiring mind. I ask questions of myself and of the world around me every day. And that's what I love to nurture in children. I trust that won't be a problem, Mr. Quint.
She's
figuring out. She figured out she needs to sell him
more than him. More than Elliot there. Call him Elliot.
Hannah says his name is Peter Quint.
They know who he is.
Oh, I remember Quint all right. Figured he'd be half a world away on a beach somewhere.
Children, why don't you go upstairs, please? No arguments. Up we go.
Where'd she get that photo?
She found that when she was doing the hide and seek or looking through stuff.
Well, I did a sweep, and I didn't see anything. Suppose my lights scared him off. Whomever he was. Lock your doors, lock your
Whomever
windows.
he was.
Give us a call if you see him again. Not much else we can do for now, I'm afraid. I did a sweep. Not sure what else you'd like me to do.
Anything, really.
Peter's a bit of a shit, but he's not dangerous. He's a thief. Just don't give him access to your bank accounts and you're probably all right.
Okay.
I'll call Mr. Wingrave as well. See if he can offer any advice.
Oh, he knows that.
Are you really going to call Henry?
I am, but he's 2 hours away. I'm calling Owen and Jamie. Where are you going with that?
I'm going to do my own sweep.
She got the fire poker again.
She grabbed something.
I think she grabbed a fire poker and a flashlight.
Yeah.
Mr. Quint,
Oh, you.
lovely to see you again.
A pleasure's mine, Miss Jessel.
So by the end of this episode, we should know exactly what happened
Yeah.
from a visual standpoint.
Look at that countryside.
We're getting like the same setup from episode 1.
Yeah.
I mean, their parents didn't come home. That's all. They don't comprehend much beyond that.
I like seeing Peter compared to Luke.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
Two different worlds.
I wonder which accent is his real
This
voice.
this has to be more his, right?
I'm Flora. That means flower. Latin.
And you must be Miles.
Hi there. Let me guess. You want to be our very own Mary Poppins?
He's a charmer, man.
I'm not practically perfect, but I am Perfectly splendid.
Anna Grace.
Rebecca.
It's lovely to meet you.
It's all creepy.
Yeah.
Hello, Amy.
Hello.
You shouldn't be smoking.
Ah, you're right.
Just one more.
I must show you everything. You must see the statue garden.
Let Miss Jessel settle in before you.
It's all right.
All right.
Oh, look at that look.
He's prepping.
Somebody get this poor woman
more-
an Immolant flashlight.
Jesus.
Oh.
She's got a rifle. She's got a fireplace poker.
I think it's a teachable moment for him. You look down there yet?
How weird is it? Like, how big of a house do you have to have your own chapel?
Yeah.
Hannah must have left him burning. She's always lighting and forgetting him. Place will burn down one of these days.
Why would you say that?
Waiting for him to light back up.
Oh, so exciting. We're going to stay all night long and it's going to be perfectly...
Splendid.
They're out.
He can't have got me when he's stole already. Oh, no. Thanks, so. One of us needs to be sober enough to take him on.
You want the poker or the shotgun?
Candlestick in the library.
Clue reference.
Was it a shotgun? It looked like a bolt-action rifle.
Yeah, did.
Although
Yeah, there's bolt-action shotguns.
I had one when I was young.
Who would he be trying to call?
Maybe Becca.
Why would he call a dead woman?
He might not know she's dead. Or maybe he spent all the money, or had second thoughts, or maybe he misses her. He calls the house now and then, hoping she'll pick up, which...
Oh, remember the phone call that he hung up?
He comes on back to find out why.
Interesting.
Well, that doesn't bode well for anyone. I wouldn't fancy being there when Peter Quint finds out Rebecca Jessel is dead.
He has to know.
Well, I mean...
Come in.
Am I interrupting? I'm here on an errand for Sir Henry and
You peeping the flowers that he brought in?
Yep.
deserve a beautiful home.
Same
So
exact
these are for you,
ones.
Flora.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Flora. Let's go and put these in some water, okay?
Okay, so it definitely was not Miles.
You didn't rip up Jamie's garden, did you? She'll be cross if you did.
That one was born cross.
I don't know why Flora gets so silly about a few stupid flowers.
Do you know what life is really all about, Miles?
Not flowers.
Keys. People are like locked rooms. They've all got different locks, and you've got to guess the shape of their key.
He was using that analogy.
For people like your uncle, his key's money or flattery. For horses, it's carrots. And for women, most of them, it's flowers.
Then why did you give the flowers to Flora?
I didn't.
He's a clever
That
dude.
Peter, he's a slippery one. Keep your eye on him.
I mean, I can't imagine a young Rebecca Jessel looking out her window, aiming up at the sky that someday, she'd be scrubbing up some rich kid's puke while his guardian drinks himself into a coma. Too good for that.
Jesus, guy. You...
So what do you want, Rebecca?
I want to be a barrister.
Now you're talking. Henry's a QC and a master in trade legislation, but you knew that when you applied, didn't you? You, Rebecca. I see.
Oh,
Peter
is a charmer.
Is that the same table that was in the other one, except with flowers on it instead of the urn?
If it
The
was
round
front,
table
yeah,
in the
it
middle.
probably was, yeah.
It had flowers on
I'm
it.
here in this job working for Henry.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and see it.
Growing up where I did, I'm quite simply not part of the fucking club. Why am I here? I don't know. But I feel hopeful. And that doesn't happen often, not to me. I should go. I'm sorry.
Are you sure it's still...
No, it's fine. The worst is past.
Nah, it's playing hard to get.
Yeah.
Thank you for the conversation. It's been a long time since I've had a real one. Good night,
Nice.
Rebecca Jessel.
He just plain.
Oh, gave her the first and last name.
Yeah.
First and last name.
He's just playing right into her.
Oh, he is smooth. Too bad he's a dick.
God, there's way more to her.
She doesn't eat or drink ever.
Ever. And they really hammered that home this episode.
Truth be told, I haven't slept well for days.
Well, Mrs. Grace, it's too late now.
Gross. 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 Damn it.
Tuck in and relax for a bit.
Tuck and relax.
How's that was you curled up there? Every girl in the village is mad for him. Doesn't even know it, which makes it even worse. The wrong kind of love can fuck you up. Follow you. Make you do some really stupid shit.
True that.
Believe me, that was the wrong kind of love. I know why so many people mix up love and possession. But guess what that means? He didn't just trap her. He trapped himself. And I hope she haunts that fucker forever.
You know, the way she was describing that almost sounds like she's had it done to her.
People do, don't they? Mix up love and possession.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, look at her eyes.
I mean, they're opposites, really. Love and ownership.
Yeah.
You guys getting the
They really
vibe
ought to be in
that
bed.
maybe the gardener had a thing for Miss Jessel?
Maybe. I mean, at that last second, she gave her a look.
Yeah,
Cassie
kind
a
of the
little bit of a
eyes.
look.
Yeah.
You're the coolest.
I can't see right now because I haven't seen much interaction,
Yeah.
but
It made me feel
not
sad.
saying you're
Oh, we
wrong.
never
I
let me
just can't
sad,
picture it yet.
It's just strange how Mrs. Gross just seems to disappear and then show up. We never see anything.
See, that's
with
what I
her.
mean. Like she's there conveniently in
Yeah. Like we
whatever
never
moment.
we never see her going to bed, you know?
We see her just drift off. Oh, I'm going to turn in for the night.
Yeah.
And then bam, she's
There she is again. Same bed, same window.
Oh, what are those glasses? Put them on. Do we see it? What is that?
That would be a bloody hand.
That watch looks familiar. Now, is that Peter or is that going to be her ghost? I think it's Peter.
No, that's her ghost. She's not
Over.
connected with Peter yet. Like, obviously she's seen him,
She's
but
got
like,
her own set of issues, which
Yeah.
is curious. You know, it's interesting that the manor has its own set of, you know, ghosts or whatever you want to call it, issues, and she brings her own set of
Yeah.
issues. It's not just like she shows up,
Do you have any hearts?
you know, as a normal person in this environment.
Then goes through it, yeah.
See two of them right there. Stop.
Peter.
Yes, and he's cheating. You're lying, and that's cheating. It's not.
Stop cheating, Mile. Mrs. Gross is making up a room for me as we speak.
Will Uncle Henry come over soon?
You know, I lost my dad too. I was a bit older than you, and he was pretty crap most of the time, but
He has a similar story with everybody.
this belonged to my dad. It's a little piece of him. One of the only nice bits, really. Why don't you hold on to it for me? Just don't burn the house down, please. Let's play some cards.
You just need to watch out because Miles is a filthy cheater.
Cheetah.
And you're perfectly mental. Stop it, Miles!
Boy, Peter.
Another rainy night.
Yeah, and Peter just burrows his way into everybody by saying, "Oh, I've been through that too. Let me tell you my story."
Kind of going back to what the gardener said, just burrows in.
Yep.
Just Peter making his way in.
I was going to say that floorboard creaking, I don't think is ghosts. Or it is. And she's about to learn that the mansion is messed up too.
Could be the start.
Sorry, I shouldn't have. I couldn't sleep. And,
I almost, for a second, when they showed like skin, I was like, he just took a shower and was like, I lost my clothes.
You have any extra towels in here?
Oh, standing water there, Quinn. Might want to have that looked at.
Not good.
It was like 100 yards away from that.
Can never be too careful, Dave.
Was there a parallel right there?
Why show his light in 4?
Yeah.
Well, remember the
parents.
Yeah,
Miss
well-
Jessel.
And she's seen a crack again.
Well, thank you for coming to our rescue.
Well, you always come to mine.
tension. Dig it.
It's going to be gone.
Yep. See her. I want to know more about her story.
There's something.
I'm sure there will be
morning,
an
it's time to
episode that gives us her
Looking
story.
forward to it.
Ah.
This dude,
How are you
Does
feeling?
her hair look different?
a little more 80-ish.
Can we have a picnic, do you think? It's a marvellous day for it. Once we find Flora, let's make a day of it.
What do you mean, find Flora? Isn't she in her room?
Jesus, this creepy ass kid.
That song again.
Flora?
I don't think the doll was still underneath the dresser.
What is this?
I'm all finished. And I wanted to show you something. You are?
Thank you.
You said your favourite colour is all the colours, and Miles says if you mix all the colours in the world together, you get black.
Well, it's beautiful. I love it.
You're beautiful. Peter was even saying so himself this morning. He stayed the night, you know.
If I heard he stayed the night.
Oh, that's a change.
Look at that look from her.
She's looking like she's mad at somebody.
Flora? No!
Flora?
No!
Oh.
Remember, she just waded into the water, and that's where she found her.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to Henry, you can tell him I said they're all right.
Are they all right?
Well, there's nothing physically wrong with them. That's all I can speak to, I'm afraid. I'll see myself out.
There. Much better name to remember by Hannah.
Did Flora's eyes look different to you guys? They look darker when they first got her.
No, just more serious.
Miles, darling, why don't you go and help Owen with breakfast?
She doesn't hate it, though. Why should anyone hate a lake?
She talks about it all the time.
Sure. But Flora lies.
Going back to the card game.
It's weird how he just like puts his hands in his pocket and walks away.
It's like he's an adult in a kid's
That's
body.
exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
You're here another night, right?
At least the Henry of the house will blow up if I don't stay the week.
Then hold that thought. Just till tonight.
Ooh.
Get back to bed. Please.
Red flag.
All right, so we got some deep issues here.
Came out of nowhere.
My early guess would be
and apparently
abandonment
a cooking session
issues.
tonight.
Oh, he's staying
Possessive.
tonight as well.
Apparently, although I'm not sure for how
The
long.
size of that pantry.
I know, it's great.
Oh, could you imagine?
Have you been in a wine cellar?
Yeah, it's fine. Henry's blessed. Save you a glass if you like. It is a lovely year.
He's drinking pretty early.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
This is the room the music box was in her.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. Henry said this was yours, if you want it.
He didn't.
He did. I mean, it took a little convincing.
Sure.
Try it on. Go on, try it on.
Still a little weird.
Yeah, and she's having some regrets, but I'm afraid Peter's gonna.
And there it is.
No. See, far like that, you have to feel it on your skin.
Why is there tense music all of a sudden?
Let me show you just how beautiful you are.
This is where we'll get the picture.
Yep. There it is.
It's a little selfie here.
Before anybody had cell phones for selfies, we had Polaroids.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh.
The children, Rebecca, are on the lawn by themselves. The blouse, perhaps.
Oh, Hannah.
Busted.
You see, if I ever find you in here again, in Charlotte's things, ever again, so help me God, I will drag you out of this house by your bloody hair and throw you into that dirty lake.
Ooh. I wish I had just a quarter of Hannah's level of composure.
I like how she came in and she was looking off and away.
Very proper.
Yeah.
She's
Respectful.
supposed to be smoking in the house.
Yeah, not in my house.
Oh, a lot of long faces tonight. We might need a bigger cake.
Oh, he's been eyeing her up.
Oh, he doesn't like being challenged.
He wants to get her out of the picture.
All right, love. A taste, then a smile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. There you go.
Classic.
Thank you.
Delicious. I say lemon.
We have a proper batter royale.
I'm going back to London.
Oh, I thought,
Yeah, well, both have disappointed even have with Rebecca.
when are you
What?
coming back?
I don't know.
Will it be long?
I'm not sure. But you'll be fine, won't you?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you're going to flirt with him right in front of me.
Oh.
If you get hungry while I'm gone, why don't you see if Owen can find something to stuff into your mouth, since you're okay with that, apparently. I'm talking about that man who you opened wide for not 2 hours ago.
Jesus.
Jealous
dude.
psychopath we got going on here.
You said you took this job because you didn't want old men looking up your skirt or down your blouse, but age them down and dumb them up, and you just open up when you're told, is that it? Do you have any idea what you look like?
Jesus Christ, dude.
You misunderstand.
You'll be fine.
What a...
I think that's all a game.
Yeah, it is
That'll be
for
all
him.
for him, yeah.
What an... You know what? F this guy. That's why she doesn't like him.
Because she knows. Getting the backstory.
Okay, so last time that phone rang, there was nothing.
Peter.
Flora, welcome to story time.
Oh my God, you got into the makeup.
It's story time.
With Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, God, and oh, good story time.
Welcome to story time. My name is Tails. And what are you, Tails? I'm a cat, of course. Cat named Tails. I've seen it all. It was perfectly splendid.
Isn't she gonna do the thing? Super bad.
Puppet named Puppet. My maker was Claude. He made puppets aplenty. He loved them so much, even though he had 20. One was too silly. One was too stupid. One laughed too much. The other, too little.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's seeing something.
Claude came back, so excited that they had forgotten him, you see. And their strings. They laughed when he said he'd made them. And he was so sad. They kept laughing. These stupid puppets who had forgotten. So he pulled on their strings, and it hurt.
Not creepy at all.
Thanks, Bryce
Man,
Peter Quinn to the
thanks.
rescue.
Oh, yep.
Oh, he's out of it.
So the
Sorry, Pete.
hand goes in the
Bad
pocket
news,
and
but
it's
she's dead.
another person.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, yeah. He is. Just one moment.
Oh, is it Owen's mom?
It's your neighbour, Mr. McQueenie.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I am so sorry, Owen.
Oh,
Yeah, his mom.
Can we just, ship these two?
There's something going on with Hannah, though. I'm wondering who she really is.
There's a lot going on with a lot here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you stayed. I am too.
Was that a vibe?
Telling you.
Yep. That is a vibe.
That's
a deep vibe. For both.
No.
Well, they don't want to.
It's okay.
They don't want to.
That's going to come.
Complicate things because she saw what happened.
It'll happen.
Just says, who the hell knew? It's like a line from some 80s movie.
Well, it is the 80s.
Who the hell knew? And then you just drive off.
Oh, that's good stuff.
They steal that from the steal that from the Breakfast Club.
Who knew? And drive off.
Oh, now we're gonna have a jump scare.
Someone behind him.
She's gonna confront it. Like, no, I'm moving on. Whoa, that was badass.
Well, that's a way to end it.
Come on.
Well,
no way.
That was legit the fastest 55 minutes we've had in a while. That was a full-length episode, guys. Wow.
Stop.
Stop it.
All right,
guys. That was episode 3, and wow, what a banger that was at the end. Again, we finally got our Peter and Rebecca kind of heavily focused episode.
Peter.
I can't do it as good as you. but we kind of got the background there, and of course, Peter, he can turn on the charm when he has to, but then, we get to see his true colors after a while. But was that really how he felt, or was he just trying to play Rebecca and, the old term gaslighting, whatever you want to call it, like the woman who the gardener is, I forget her name. I'm learning the names as we go, but she was saying how he likes to burrow into people and get into them real thick. And that's like a classic, abuse thing that, everybody knows about essentially. So I was glad that we finally got caught up on that. Miles, man, that kid.
Hell of an actor for his age at this time.
I was thinking that during that scene, we haven't really had a chance to shout out these young actors, but my gosh, are they doing an amazing job on this? And to be working with the material that they are, and it's so convincing. They are just incredible. So big shout out to them. I think we can obviously see there's some level of possession going on there with Miles. Peter is looking for some money or wants to take over something. Obviously, he talked about how he would never achieve a certain level because he was born on the wrong side of town. Now, was that true, or was that just a story to kind of placate Rebecca a little bit and try to get into that? Because we saw how he had the same story with Miles, talking about, losing a parent. So, this guy's just real slimy anyway you slice it. But this was a fantastic episode, and I also liked at the end, we finally got the full reveal of the ghost that we've been seeing, with the glasses. And it almost seemed like that she had intentions of moving on, that kind of got rid of that ghost and maybe a bit of letting go. So probably some symbolism in there that you guys can maybe help me with down in the comments. But again, another fantastic episode.
Yeah, this one was deep. Wow. I keep just wanting to say Luke.
Peter.
Peter. I just want to say Luke.
Peter.
Man, what an asshole that guy is.
Yeah.
And earlier on they talked about how manipulative he was and how he dug his claws in, and we're seeing that here. And it's interesting that Mason Quinn brought up whether he was lying about. I didn't think the parent thing. But maybe he was, just to try to relate to Miles. But when he was, later on, when you saw him with his outburst at the end, I'm like, I wonder if he really came from like the rough side of town, or if that's just something he says to gain like this level of sympathy. Well, I'll never be at the top because I lived to the wrong side of town. And I don't fit in with that. To have the girl be like, oh, well, you're good enough for me.
Well, and have the same story as her.
Yeah. So, and then near the end, that is as manipulative as behavior as you can possibly do. Make somebody think that they did something wrong where they start questioning, well, was my behavior inappropriate, or start questioning, well, maybe this person, like you start justifying it in your head, well, maybe he's been through something in his past,
and that's
where,
gotcha.
and and you try to be understanding. Okay, maybe he has some past trauma. And, I need to be mindful of his past trauma. And maybe I don't think it's a big deal. But it was super manipulative. He was just leaving. And look, the whole idea that they were just together the previous night and she was all excited about the next night. And dude was literally like 2 feet away. Like, you wouldn't do something like that. He was going around. Everybody was taste testing. The other, Hannah did. This was just a complete dirty, manipulative move. And look, even though it's on TV, this sort of stuff happens in real life. So whether it's a man to a woman to a man, man to man, woman to woman, it's just a shitty thing to do to another person, to play mind games. And unfortunately, when people are trying to be understanding of people's past traumas and past things like that, sometimes they accommodate, and then it just kind of snowballs. It's a very difficult situation to be in, and it's something that we talk about. For as shitty as social media can be, sometimes it also has a lot of great ways to open up discussions and conversations. And past trauma is an interesting discussion. I have a friend who's from high school, who's a therapist out in California, and she's very well respected for what she does. And it's an interesting kind of back and forth conversation about being mindful of somebody's past traumas and helping work through them. But also, like, you have to put some responsibility on people who have past trauma. Like, you can't always keep carrying that forward, but it's easier said than done, from the outside looking in. I think there's a quote that says, like, if you don't heal from your wounds from the past, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. I think it's something like that. And so I guess my whole point of this little discussion is, a lot of people would question, why wouldn't she just bail? Like, we joked, like, oh, red flag, like that's why you would bail. But some people who do have really big hearts, and they try to be understanding of the fact that somebody might have some past trauma. And look, if I can be open and understanding, maybe the good in them will come through. And I don't see that with Peter. I think he's just a dick.
Yeah, and that's a good point, too, that you bring up, Oak, with, the way he's acting, because, again, this does take place in the 80s. And to your point, the one good thing that social media has done for a lot of people is it's really opened it up. Like, back in the 80s, if something was going wrong or you were in an abusive relationship, you might think, hey, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with me, because you don't know there's a whole community of people out there you can talk to and be like, hey, no, it's not you. Other people have gone through this. And I like that it's in this time frame. You get that feeling of like hopelessness for Rebecca, that maybe she, there's no way for her to know what's happening.
Yeah. And look, we could just sit here and talk for 5 days about the downsides of social media, but I think even just the last few years, maybe even just the last 3 years, since the pandemic and so many shutdowns, there's really been a lot of very open discussions about mental health and things like that. And I know this might seem like we're getting in a little too deep for what the plot of this show was, but again, I'm trying to dive into why Miss Jessel would have ever even allowed a man to talk to her like that, and that wouldn't have been the end of it. And again, I think it's because she's trying to be mindful of whatever happened to him that made him that way. But again, I just think he's a dick.
And especially how we were introduced to her, how she was so sharp and clever and she was on it.
Yeah, and then
you wouldn't
she's
expect
just like,
her
wait,
to get
what's
sucked
going
in.
on? You'd expect her, like I was expecting her to clap back. Like, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I can do what I want. If I was tasting it, everybody in the room was tasting it. You don't like it, kick the bricks.
But let's not forget, though, she does right now have a liking to him. So right now she's very confused of why he is like that.
Well,
she's not totally checked out yet, but she's working towards it. But like you were mentioning, she's trying to gain that understanding of what the hell just happened.
You know what just hit me? I wonder if, and again, I'm not trying to point any blame at her now, but I'm wondering if she's dealing with it because, he kind of exposed the reason she took the nanny job was to get the job with the uncle. And I wonder if in different circumstances, if she wouldn't have said, go kick rocks.
Yeah.
But in this particular situation, she knows that he has the power to get her hired and fired.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't play into his thing and he gets her fired, then
that's a
does
fascinating
she lose the option or the ability to?
I think there's this small.
There's such a, you know what? It's there's such a, it's the fact that we're even having this in depth of a
They could go
conversation
any way with
as what was, kind of just a subplot in this entire episode, I think speaks to how brilliant the writing was. And I would for our discussions on these, I would rather, and anybody who's watched our channel knows, I think we would rather dive a little bit deeper than necessary than the flip side of that and just brush over it and have people in the comments be like, how did you miss this? So that was an interesting point to me. Mason Quinn was spot on. Miles was definitely taken over. And they gave, we kind of thought that earlier when he was talking like an adult, but they gave us nonverbal cues of that when he just had that kind of snap. And it started also with the words he was speaking, very childish to very adult, but again, those nonverbal cues of he just had that little snap. So that was really interesting. Again, I mean, the writers, everything, the acting is just incredible in this series, and it just makes you like, I gotta watch the next episode. I gotta learn. It's not even the interesting thing about this series is it's not like I have to find out what happens, right? Like so many shows, it's like, I need to know what happens. I need to know the conclusion.
Who shot JR?
This is like, I need to learn more about these individuals. It makes you want to learn more about their backstories as opposed to just, well, tell me what happens, like,
Hannah's the biggest.
Does Bruce Willis hit the trigger and save Earth or not? They make you want to learn more about these characters and what drives them.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that we're getting more on Miles. Unless I missed it, I think this is the first episode where we did see Miles get the nonverbal cue of being possessed. Because earlier in the episode, I started noticing when his hand gets in the pocket.
That's an adult thing.
That's the switch.
Did Peter have a tendency to put his hand in his pocket
in the previous episodes? Yes.
Okay, that was kind of his
about how
thing.
he's walking all adult-like.
Yeah.
Because he had the hand in the pocket, and then he did it right there because he was a kid having an enjoyable play coming down the stairs right there. And then all of a sudden, the hand came in the pocket, switch.
Which makes sense with him trying to sneak a peek of Danny and then doing the thing with the hair. That's something Peter would do. So I think we might be onto something.
And question for everyone, well, you already know, but at least for you guys, I'm wondering if Peter is 86th and because of the house, slightly, I might be playing in the Haunted Hill House here a little bit, but I think he's gone, but he's coming through Miles.
Oh, 100%. I think.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely gone. Look, there was no way he was out on the balcony or whatever. She didn't really see him in the window, so it's either he's
like he wasn't physically there.
Yeah, physically there. Like so, either he's somewhere else and his spirit is still there, or he's gone. Now, I just was thinking, and I thought about this a little bit.
Sorry, real quick to your point, because I'm going to forget again. It just clicked when you said it. I may have to go back and kind of play the first episode where we saw Hannah in the chapel, because you brought it up with the 4 candles, right? Didn't we really only count? This is where I'm confusing myself because there's so much going on in my head right now. But was the 4th Ford Peter? Or did that get clarified in the first episode? Which I think it did.
Yeah, I would have to go back and look again because I thought in the first episode, the first time we saw her in her, I thought she only had 3 candles going, but maybe it was 4 because I do remember us questioning because we were like, okay, 4. The parents and the nanny, for lack of a better word, who's number 4? And there's more to Hannah than we know to begin with. So
what if? Oh, okay.
So Peter's got to be.
I've got 2 things I want to discuss. One, that did feel like Peter when he came down and he started talking about puppets and things like that. It seems like the one thing that everybody in the household has in common is that there's some disdain for the uncle and how disconnected he is with the kids.
Yeah, he's
and then Miles starts talking about his puppets and he left and and he came back and just
pulling the
like
strings.
Is the uncle like the puppet master with the cook, the groundskeeper, and he's just dangling the puppets. And the other thing that I was thinking is, what if I don't know. What if Hannah 86?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hannah 86 Peter, and then that's why she's always lighting 4 candles. They don't know. The rest of the house doesn't know that he's gone, but she does.
On the flip side, because of that tension, that yell between Peter and Hannah, that could have been like one of those, we're going to make you think Hannah had something to do with it, right?
Yeah.
But I still think Hannah has something to do because she's just too omnious still.
Well, the thing with Hannah,
she does.
I'm wondering if she's even real. Is she a ghost?
No,
Why is she never eating?
She's never eating or never drinking.
Never sleeps.
And even the part with the cake batter.
She never ate it.
She never ate it. It was kind of like something is.
Something's off.
Something's messed up.
I think she's real because anyone who comes in that house sees her. Or on the grounds. At least.
I don't know. I'm not convinced, guys.
But this is how.
No spoilers, though. I don't want to know.
Spoilers. If you've already seen all of it and you know what's happening,
they're laughing. They're laughing at us.
Yeah, it's no, and I love it, But like. The fact that we're sitting here having like this in depth of a conversation, and mind you, we could turn off this camera and I'm sure we could keep going for a while. But it just, again, that speaks to how well this was written, and they want people like the thing that I love about this is they don't spoon feed you the story or the answers. They make you think, and that is what's great about this. This is. Look, if you're somebody who just, like I said, wants answers or wants a mystery show or whatever, this isn't for you. I mean, this is very deep, and if for the sake of the channel, we're not binging this. But had I not watched this for our channel, I would have. This would have been a Saturday, one and done. One and done.
But how much more enjoyable is it doing it this way, where we have time to think?
Well, it feels like we've joked a lot on this channel when we've watched movies and things like that. Especially Harry Potter. Like, man, imagine like we did all 8 Harry Potters. I think we might have. I think we did it all in 8 weeks. Yeah. There might have been a week break in between one of them, but I think it was all 8. And we kind of joked about, man, like everybody else had to wait a couple of years, or like the Hunger Games, we did all 4, and like everybody else has got to wait years. But there's something to be said about the anticipation. And so when we come back to record and we're like, all right, let's get into it. It's not like you get, I think when you binge TV shows, sometimes you get burnout. Like when you get like to the, you either get towards the end and you're really excited, or it's such a long commitment. I've mentioned on multiple occasions that I watched Lost, the show Lost, and I binged it, and somewhere through like the middle of season 4, I'm like, well, I'm already this far into it. I got to finish it. But man, I just want to get to the end of this. It doesn't feel like that with this.
Taste, don't eat.
Well, and what's nice too, like to your point, and I know we're getting off track here, but like with The Last of Us, with us doing this weekly here, that week anticipation of having that buildup of like, yes, coming to see it now.
It makes the show feel bigger.
Yeah, so like that 9 weeks with Last of Us went incredibly fast. I'm sure we got 9 weeks of this, so this is going to go incredibly fast. So I do like the buildup, like instead of all the binging. So,
and if Haunting of Hill House is any indication, we're not going to get the story until the last episode in the last few minutes. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's like the thing is like, like it's not like, again, it's not spoon fed content where like, oh, this episode we find out this, and the next, it's all tied in, and they just keep you guessing and facilitate conversations like the incredibly long drawn out one we just had. So.
All right, guys. Well, that's enough for us here. So for the Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave Damone, I'm Mason Quinn. This has been Bad Medicine. That was The Haunting of Bly Manor, and we will certainly see you back for the next one.
It's like fancy. Let me try.
The guy with the glasses.
That is because of the hair too.
Yeah,
I'm talking over dialogue, of course.
I should go home.
My mom says you could stay anytime. I think she wishes she could swap us.
Then you'd have to live with my mom.
Good call, Dave.
Wow, look at that.
You like it?
Oh, they've been childhood lovers.
Yeah, forever.
Little Cyndi Lauper all through the night.
You ready for this?
The man knows his 80s.
I think so.
We just have to get through this, and then they'll leave us alone for a while.
Oh, it's the big day. Okay.
A little fast
I
forward.
wasn't sure how old they were, if it was like a prom or something.
It did give a quick vibe of like, hey, we're at prom. And I thought they were going to kind of like give us
stages,
big moments of their lives together. Happily ever after. Okay, so that's how they're going to do it, by showing us photos of their moments.
It was a dare. She dared me to kiss her, and so I did. And then Kyle tells me that kissing is how you get a girl pregnant. The very next day, while we were walking to school, I get down on one knee and I asked her to marry me, and she turned me down. Now, we're still pretty young, but I think we are old enough to know what we want. And what I want is to be the man that gets to be with this girl. Beautiful, amazing girl.
She's having second thoughts.
Here, come here. This is just I remember the first time I met you. You were just the sweetest little thing. You said, "Good morning, Mrs. O'Meara. I'm Danielle, and I'm going to be Edmund's new best friend."
Is it her old wedding dress?
I always hoped I'd have a daughter I could give this to.
Yep.
I mean, we'd have to take it in, of course, and we'll take it up probably.
Is this an engagement party and not a wedding? I think this is an engagement party. Yeah. She's giving her wedding dress.
Honestly, you don't have to go if you don't want to.
Okay, yeah. That's a relief, actually. I had a funeral in my own life not so long ago, and I feel like this is,
She's acting very strange.
I promise, I don't need you to be my date to Owen's mum's funeral.
Okay.
The wedding. She's into her. It was a sham wedding. They were just trying to get through for each other.
I was just going to say that.
Well, remember they kissed on the last episode.
but I totally forgot about that.
So did I. I forgot, he
was there. Oh.
Early prediction. As she gets older, she finds out she's not into him romantically. They still get married because it was the thing to do during that time frame.
And then he's so devastated by it.
Something happened. Yeah. Because had he just passed in some sort of normal fashion, I feel like she wouldn't be having. I mean, it would still be sad, but not reactions like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Miss Clayton? Mm-hmm. Will Laura's mum be there?
Where?
At the funeral.
I suppose so.
My mum and dad weren't at theirs. They were far away when they died.
I see.
You know, your parents loved you so much that, in a way, they'll always be here.
They're not here. I've looked and looked, but we can pretend. If that makes you feel better.
Very mature for her young age.
Makes you feel better.
I guess you didn't make it to the funeral either.
Oh, no, not my cup of tea, actually, but
she never leaves the place.
I was going to say, she's always there.
I pay my respect to my own ways. He understands that funerals are for the living. It's up to the living to decide what they can and cannot bear.
Why haven't I figured her story out yet? I feel like
she just said funerals are for the living.
Let's get some supper started for you children, shall we?
Me and Miles will help. I can chop things up.
I'm not letting you chop things up.
It's interesting that she left the drawings there on the floor. I wonder what
Your
sort of...
pair found that she lit her candle not in remembrance of those that she lost, but to atone for the moments she didn't remember them. Those most recent moments where she'd even been happy to have forgotten them.
Viola Lloyd.
Age 55 years?
30, I think
35 years?
Owen did his best. Almost no one even remembers how she was when her mind hadn't gone. Hate to say it, but on some level, must be a relief.
Jeez, that's a high-ass kitchen sink.
Maybe she's really short.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. It's a good catch.
What is going on?
Oh.
Coppins, you all right?
Thought we got rid of all the mirrors.
I'm fine. I need a minute.
Remember, it's any reflection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be that she married that guy and broke his heart. And then who knows what he did after that.
Pizza.
He's just coming out in the daytime now, clear as can be.
Okay, so where's Miles? Because remember, we were predicting that he's possessing Miles.
Wasn't he in there doing the potatoes?
Yeah, he was. He was in there peeling potatoes.
Oh yeah, where's my head at?
Oh my God.
No, jeez.
I thought he was Peter Quint.
She's ridiculous. I'm much better looking.
There's Miles. Okay. God, I'm such a schmuck. I was looking at everything but Miles.
I just needed to leave, so I got in the car and I didn't know I was coming here and I should go back.
Supper's always done. You should eat. I bet you haven't eaten.
The hell kind of scream was that for a transition?
Yeah.
Should wear your hair up on a day. Show them off.
Karen, please.
Oh, so this is where it started.
So she always was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was attacked, you know, right at the front door.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, now, you leave her alone. She can't help it. She's American, essentially savage people.
Now you don't have to look after your mum anymore.
Why, are you sick of me?
No.
I bet Mrs. Gross can't wait to get me out of her hair.
That's right. I'm far too old to be putting up with you loitering around my kitchen all day.
No, she likes you. Really? Mrs. Gross, tell him.
Oh, she's holding the bun. She's holding the bun.
She's not going to eat it.
Ooh.
When Mum and Dad died, I thought I was going to die too. But then I thought, what if I was already dead, but nobody else knew? Everybody could see and hear me. That was dreadful. But then I learned the secret. I didn't even need to be sad anymore.
What secret?
Dead doesn't mean gone.
She's wise beyond her years.
I think I ought to be allowed a glass of wine.
You know, I disagree.
Peter let me have wine sometimes.
For pity's sake, will we ever hear the end of Peter Quint?
My mum used to water mine down. Yeah, gave me half a glass.
My mum too, except without the water.
I don't want it watered down. I want an actual bloody drink.
That's an adult.
No.
Good night, Owen.
Oh, well, she's getting punished for.
So are we getting like the vibe like when...
Oh, she's drinking something.
Hey, she took a sip.
Is she gonna...
When Peter's character is around, does that automatically mean that he kind of gets taken over?
I think maybe it does. There's got to be something to it.
Oh, come on.
Okay, that's weird.
What's that on the couch?
Nope.
1, 2, 3 people in the kitchen. Okay.
Okay.
Totally
Scarecrow from
not
Batman?
creepy at all.
Yep, one of the... It's like they're telling us where the ghosts are.
They are. Because remember up in the attic, you know. Uh-oh, don't move anything.
Miss Clayton, please don't move things around my dollhouse. I have a very particular system.
Oh.
Oh, you've got Peter.
Flora.
So he is gone.
Well, I don't know. She looked over her shoulder like she was expecting somebody to be
Have
there.
Miles or you seen Peter Quint since he left? Maybe you let him into the house? Look, I'm not angry. I'd just like for you to tell me the truth.
No, we don't let him in the house. It's not how it works.
What is she always looking at?
He's gone.
You do that a lot.
Right?
You look over my shoulder. What are you looking at?
I don't know what you mean.
Guess it'd be too obvious to say I'm looking at the ghosts that are behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was quite the display, wasn't it?
What was?
He doesn't even remember.
The kids like us. Like you and me. And Flora, we're special. We grow up faster than other kids. We really get to choose the grown-ups that we keep in our life.
I suppose that is pretty special.
He's a totally different kid.
When you talk a little bit more grown up, or you want to act like the grown-ups, I understand. I was the same way.
You lost somebody too.
I did.
Haunted Hills theme.
We're all outside. You're joining us.
It's gonna go on down here.
Oh, there she is. Dig in. Some of this wine hasn't seen daylight since before you were born.
Man, they plan on being out there for a while, don't they?
It's a large fire.
And a lot of wine
A lot of lumber.
bottles.
Anna,
A lot of lumber.
where'd you go, love?
I'm so sorry. I've been drifting lately, quite a bit, I'm afraid.
She's just gonna pull right off the bottle.
Oh, is she gonna see reflection in the... Nope. Transition. Of course.
I just don't think they're going to complete her story in this episode, but they're going to tease the hell out of it.
Oh, is this where she's gonna call off the wedding?
No, I think she goes through it.
Look, I know it's been a lot. You always hear that planning a wedding, it's one of the most stressful things a person can do. But you're doing great. And I just wanted to give us a night where we don't have to talk about any of it.
Eddie, I was thinking we could just tone it all down. Maybe just... I don't know, I don't think we have to go so crazy with it.
Yeah, I thought you wanted a big wedding. If you don't, that's all perfectly well and fine.
Can we really, really tone it down?
I wanted to want it, but it's just so expensive. So many people to let down.
Yeah, no, easy. Done.
Right there. That was the line.
Yep. Shouldn't want to get married at all.
I think that face tells you.
She didn't.
Oh, he
say-
picked up on it, though.
Yeah, she would have been like, no, that's not.
She just said it. I can't.
Well, what didn't I do? It's not like that. Well, then what's it like, Danielle?
Awkward.
I wonder how many stories waiters have.
Oh, so many.
I should have said something sooner.
Yeah, you think?
I didn't want to hurt you or your mom or your family. And then it was just what we were doing.
You didn't want to hurt me, huh?
And I love you so much. Even still.
You, Danielle.
Forget this guy.
Why are you doing this to me?
What, he hasn't figured it out?
No, he just found out the news, so he's blinded by her.
I know, but like...
Let me go.
Eddie,
Let me go.
I'm sorry.
Jesus, have you not? You've done enough.
I'm sorry. Eddie.
Is he gonna get hit?
Eddie!
Lights in his eyes.
Oh, lights in his
the
eyes! Wow! Wow! Oh, guys.
Eddie.
Oh, did you see his mouth? The like breath came out of it.
Oh no.
Well,
okay, that is the way it came to be.
Holy shit!
So I wonder how much his family knows.
They probably just think it was an accident.
That's why it's called a bonfire, from the Old English meaning bonfire. Build a pile of old bones and burn away the shadows. Because from here on in, shadows get deeper. The nights get longer. We're heading into the dark and we have to hang on to each other. So we can only carry so much. So, anyone got any old bones to throw?
I'd like to talk about my my conscience a little bit.
Maybe they're all going to get stuff out there.
Oh, yes, give us some.
I'm not real. I'm a ghost.
No, we need some more from her.
Rebecca Jessel. Oh my God, it's been almost a year. A year focused on the wrong person. But wherever she is, she's still worth 10 of that man, I won't say his name. And she was punished for it.
But here's Danny Clayton. She's a bit of a weirdo, but she's a lot stronger than she thinks. And if anyone can bring Miles and Flora back to themselves, she can.
All right, Danny, this might be a good time to say something. Maybe you with around a bunch of good people, maybe it would help.
My mum, Margaret Sharma, she was 67, except sometimes by the end, she forgot that. And she loved me so hard. It hurt. She seemed so small at the end.
but still so heavy. And all I could do was just let her hang on to me until it was time to let go.
She gonna say something?
I think it would help her if she did.
Encouragement out of that?
Yo, does she see something in the fire?
Oh. So now she's going to have to play this role for the entire family and never tell them the truth.
Yep.
They probably want, why did he get out of the car? What happened? She's blamed herself the whole time.
And this will be probably the first time she sees him here, I'll bet you, in the mirror.
It's like her subconscious, and the entire time when she looks in anything reflective.
Yep.
Because she blames herself.
Yep. She's having that panic attack again.
It's one of the last images she saw besides him being on the ground.
He was a wonderful young man, and you were a lovely couple.
Thank you.
Forgive me.
Oh.
You're doing so well, honey.
Oh, this is the longest she's looked at him.
Oh, she's trying not to melt down.
Mm-hmm.
You made him so happy. Right till the end. I hope you know that.
Well, if you only knew, sir.
Excuse me!
So I guess the family knows she probably covers the mirrors, or is it probably just that one time in front of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably get away with.
You get a free pass.
Free pass here,
right?
You know,
like, hey, I was having a rough time.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to look in the mirror.
You two still need to have a little chit chat.
The au pair was tired. She'd been tired for so long. Yet without even realizing she was doing it, she found herself taking her own advice she'd given to Miles. She'd chosen someone to keep close to her that she could feel tired around. Chosen someone who might help her burn away the shadows.
So what's wrong?
Another opportunity.
Peter Quint. It's not the first time I've seen things that aren't there. I guess I told you about my fiance earlier, didn't I? Oh, he did. We were engaged, and he died. And sometimes it's like I see him. I've never told anybody that.
I'm so sorry.
We were about to break up. We had broken up. I'd broken up, I guess, right before.
Jesus, Danny, the same day.
Same second.
Is he here now?
No.
He's in anything with a reflection.
Because, I'll sort him out for you if I have to. Oi! Dead boyfriend! Give it up, mate! It's over!
Oi. She says oi.
Here is he, puppies.
It's like
He's still standing.
She just needed somebody to talk to.
She's been holding that in for years.
I know what it feels like. Feel like you can't find you.
So I wonder if slowly letting it out will help, like, release.
You would think so, a
little bit of her subconscious there, and guilt.
I mean, she was blaming herself for all these years, and it wasn't her fault.
No.
Oh.
There was nothing reflective on that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Damn.
So she had her eyes closed. Maybe she was just imagining it during the kiss.
My fault. I'm sorry. Just
no, that part was fine.
Let's get back. Another night, maybe. Another time, maybe.
Jamie, you should, you just
should have hung around for the explanation.
Yeah.
But what the gardener didn't yet understand was that the au pair had been telling herself to wait another night, another time.
And that's what she did the whole time leading up to the wedding.
Oh.
Eventually, I'll tell him. Eventually.
You've not been answering your phone, so I thought I'd come round.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judy. It's been a bad time.
Oh, of course. Honey, I'm worried. People say you're not taking care of yourself. You gotta eat. I brought some lasagna.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah. I think it's silly, sort of, but I thought you might like to have these.
Oh, no. Why in the world would she want those?
I can't stand to look at them. I couldn't bear to throw them away, so I thought, please.
Okay, of course.
And she still has them. Because remember the kids?
Okay, I actually have some stuff I need to get done.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, she was leaving right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So did she just vanish and go to London and doesn't tell anybody?
Straight up left.
Yep.
Stuff's not cleared out or anything. They're going to show suitcases. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Just what she can carry is all she's taken.
Drive safe.
I know the road. We'll be fine.
It's all good.
That was an interesting shot.
Yeah.
Hannah is always intriguing. It's
Yeah.
like they just give you a nugget.
It's like she
always
was
some kind of
glasses.
They're right there. It's like she was looking at that bottle like she knew it.
It's tricky.
Uh-oh. I don't like
Okay, so
the way
there's
she's
Peter.
looking.
Peter's there.
They're all gone. Where are all the other ones?
No face lady. Oh.
What's Miles doing?
Dark. Nope.
What has she got in her hand? Is that a
The
bottle
glasses.
opener?
No, it was the glasses, I thought.
Oh.
I thought. Yep. See, glasses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wait, first.
Hey, look at the hat. It's that long nose thing
Miss
again.
Clayton,
In the back?
Yep.
what are you doing down here? Flora had a nightmare.
Okay, let's get you two back to bed.
Nope. Nope. Trickery.
I'm quite frightened. It was a horrible dream.
Well, you should be in bed.
Not that I won't.
The ghosts are talking to her.
What happened?
There was something horrible and loud in the wardrobe.
Look at Miles.
Yep, he's looking at past her.
A creature.
Oh,
A
God.
creature in my bed. And it knew my name.
See anything moving?
No, they're not showing us.
I won't
It said
touch.
it wanted to do awful things.
Oh,
here it comes.
dude.
That sounds awful.
It was my mum.
She just blows it off. I know
Yeah.
she's used to it, but
Yeah.
I am so sorry, Flora.
Okay, so both the kids see stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get you two back to bed, okay?
I'm waiting for.
Just a minute. I don't want you just yet. I was so scared. But I'm feeling better already. Just a few minutes more. In fact, could I have a glass of milk?
see, they just
She's like,
they lead
go
her.
along with it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. She's going that way.
Yeah, well, yeah, I
Must
mean,
be
it's,
that way.
it seems like on one hand the kids are protecting her, but on the other hand, Miles acts like he's possessed.
A lot of layers, Quinn.
Many.
Oh, the muddy footprints again.
Yep.
Good catch. I was looking up and away.
Yeah.
Good catch.
I thought I saw something in the background there by the window, but
Can't see.
It's
Damn
like
it.
there was something flickering in the middle in the back.
It's okay, okay? There's nothing to be scared of.
Right.
Yeah. Good night. Sweet girl.
These kids work a lot with these ghosts here.
yes, they do. Would you see that?
There's like a little face down in the
What's
corner.
that little
Is
face?
that a doll?
I think it was a doll.
I thought it moved though.
We're probably tricking ourselves
I know.
now.
Oh, she's gonna see the muddy,
muddy
footprints.
footprints.
Yep.
again.
Talk about this in the morning.
Good call. Just go to sleep. Oh, no.
She's gonna do.
She's
her
gonna put the
own-
glasses in there.
Do it. Get rid of them.
Yep.
Is this a way of saying I'm letting go?
Oh,
right?
Is she gonna re-grab the glasses?
No, I
Too late
think
now.
That's her way of saying I'm over this. There's something in the back there, but I don't know if that's a statue or not.
Are we gonna get a future episode?
Oh, he's staring him
where
down.
the glasses show back up? Oh no.
Look it. Hey.
That
Good
was the
for her.
first- that
Yeah.
was- is there somebody in the background?
That's
Somebody in
what
the
I
middle
was
of the
saying,
background.
yeah.
It
There's
looks like someone's
no,
there.
there's definitely
Is it
somebody
me then?
standing there.
But they had those statues before too, though.
Shit, I missed her dialogue.
She said it's just you and me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is the first time she hasn't been afraid. She's
Yep.
just gonna
The alcohol.
sit there.
Yep.
Hey.
Wow. Huh.
Finally, she took it head on, though.
Yeah, what a show.
There we go.
What a show.
Nice. That was a good one.
That was, God, this show is so damn good. All right, guys, that was episode 4 of The Haunting of Bly Manor, and this show does not disappoint. As you guys probably figured, we don't watch these, necessarily one after another, back to back to back. We take breaks in between them, and I'm almost ashamed to say I forgot how amazing the storytelling and the acting and the pacing was of all of this. We've been spoiled with it for so long. I almost forgot. Danny was an absolute rock star in this episode. She played just the ultimate level of vulnerability and sadness and, fear all at the same time. Like, you could totally understand what she was going through with having to, in that time frame, essentially having to fake a wedding to somebody who was in love with her since being a child. And she doesn't have those same feelings back. So she's like, okay, I'll tell him another time. Eventually I'll do it. And it comes to like essentially the day before the wedding, and, he steps out of the car and boom, we know the fate of what happened there. So, that character in this episode, I don't know if it's been a while since we've had somebody like you feel that sorry for. And she was going this whole time just trying to please everybody else, please her fiance, please his family, just take care of everybody else except herself. And it's, just what an episode this was. Outstanding all the way around. So good to be back on Bly Manor here. Turn it over to these guys.
Yeah, this was a really intriguing episode. It really gave us, I don't want to say a lot of her backstory, but the main reason why she's having these images, why she's so scared. And we finally got a chance to see her try to deal with it head on. Mm-hmm. And I think it was important that she had to have the talk with a young child. And, sometimes regardless of what the situation is in life, when you give advice to somebody else, and then at some point, whether it be right away or, down the road, you find yourself in the same situation. Sometimes it's like, okay, I just need to take my own advice. Because look, the reality is we're all really good. I don't want to say we're all really good, but a lot of us are good at giving advice to other people in bad situations, but we never take our own advice. I've got a couple of friends, and we've joked about this, like 3 or 4 of my other buddies outside the channel that we're really tight with, and we've all made our own terrible decisions in our own right. And when those things happen, the rest of us in the group are there for them, providing good advice. But then when we're in the situation. But so I think that's a very relatable thing for a lot of people. And I think sometimes when you just sit back and you say, okay, I need to take my own advice here. It's a very mature thing to do, and it's an adult thing to do. And sometimes it's the most difficult thing to do. And that's what we found her doing at the end, is taking her own advice. And it's interesting because I don't think that I think that, the fact that she's attracted to women sets up him passing, but, and it's obviously a huge part of who she is, but just calling off weddings in general, the desire for that happens a lot. I had a girl I dated a number of years ago whose friend had a 6-figure wedding planned, and she said she knew like 6 months before the wedding
that it wasn't going to happen.
That she didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
But she felt so much guilt. The invitations were out. This was out. Over $100,000 spent on the wedding, and they went through with the wedding when she knew she didn't want to get married because of that. Because of that pressure, they were divorced within 2 years. I think they tried to make it work, but it was. So that situation is a very relatable situation, and it's interesting that they threw it in here because if you haven't been through it yourself, I think we all know somebody who's been in a situation where leading up to a wedding, things may not have been good. And, a very interesting episode and another really intriguing, kind of piece to this story. And man, they're just nailing it with this story.
So a couple of highlights. I'll start with Miles. I thought his tone and demeanor at that dinner table was really interesting because in the previous episodes we were getting a lot of Miles, with, is he possessed? Is he not possessed? With the second he puts his hand in a pocket, it's like a switch. Yep. Here we kind of got a little bit different, a little less Miles in this one, but they still were able to give us like some kind of burst of like, give me a damn drink, or however he said that.
Yep.
So I thought
little
that
bit of
was
Peter in
interesting.
him.
Yeah, a little bit of Peter in. Well, at least
that's what we think.
Our perspective, it came out as Pita. With it was great. I didn't expect it this soon to have Danny's perspective and the catch up of the figure, which was longtime childhood love turned, obviously very tragic.
Yep.
You guys were kind of throwing out some predictions of like maybe he, self-deleted or however you guys were predicting that, but honestly, I didn't think they were going to give us anything. I thought they were going to give us, hey, these are the problems, and then we're going to give you like the end results.
Yeah.
A couple episodes down, but holy crap, I did not expect him to walk out of a car and then see you
that
later.
was it. Yeah, the way
that
glasses
was
lit up,
wild.
the headlights.
And then, of course, the anticipation. I think that was great that the writers did that, because just the seconds, literally at probably like 2 seconds before you were going off on like, it's this part. So I thought it was great, because I think the writers did that with that kind of anticipation for most viewers to kind of see. I was really slow this episode, folks, so pardon me with my slowness of ignoring Miles in the kitchen. My view was like everywhere but there.
You were looking for ghosts.
I was looking for everything, all those little things. Looking for a lot of little things. Again, I still want more on Hannah. Maybe I'm just really slow with Hannah's story.
There's something
there's something huge with her story.
I don't think she's a real person.
No, I think she's
spoilers,
real.
No spoilers, please.
I 1,000% think she's real. But they just drop like, here's a little tidbit for you. Here's just something to keep you hooked on her story each and every single time.
The interesting thing that Flora said in there with everybody around at the dinner table is she said, when you're dead, you're not really gone.
Which, from her perspective, she sees all these ghosts,
she
right?
sees all
She
that.
sees all the ghosts.
But does that maybe apply to one Hannah or maybe more of the adults? Probably not, but I think there's something.
The interaction with the cook who just lost his
Owen.
Owen.
The interaction with Owen and her, I think, kind of gives us the idea that she's really there. But something is definitely going on. She spends all her time out in the church. She's very distant.
Doesn't eat.
She doesn't eat. She held the biscuit, but I don't think she was eating it. She was drinking the wine though. Yeah. But I think they're doing this very much on purpose, because the writers are brilliant. But I think they want everybody, and of course, including us, to be like, something's going on here. We're not sure what it is yet.
Can't put my finger on it.
I mean, every shot they do, it feels like it means something. When Hannah was sitting there looking at the wine bottle, and just the way the interaction with with Owen and his mom, and how he was telling his story, finally letting something out that he probably should have said at the funeral, but he said he just kind of left. So that was good for him to have that moment around the bonfire.
Yeah, but Jamie too. I still bounce back in my head. Like, was that written right? Did they want it to be more dramatized, so they had that friction there? Because Danny just dropped the first time ever to anyone about that situation with the gentleman or the gentleman figure, potentially husband, boyfriend,
ghost,
however you want to label that. She just dropped all that, right? Then they do the kiss. She got freaked out because she saw the figure, and then immediately Jamie kind of went, and maybe I'm totally reading this wrong, which is probably what it is. So if you guys think I'm saying this wrong, stop me and give your 2 cents. But I thought it was kind of written slightly forced to get that friction created, because Jamie seems like a very sensible person for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think she would understand like the freak out of the kissing, but she kind of took it personally. That's how I took it.
Yeah, I think she took the freak out of the kissing of maybe it was like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this sort of thing, or whatever. I definitely don't think she was aware that she was seeing the figure again. And it was weird because they had the music and everything during the kiss, and we're all like, all right, this is what's gonna do it. This is gonna make it go away. She's found somebody she can open up to. Not the case. She's gonna have a showdown.
But I think if Miss Clayton was a little bit more open, like, look, I see him when we see mirrors, and like freaked out, like I just saw him here, like better as with basically everything in life, a little bit better communication.
Every day.
I think would have helped
Everybody.
I'm wondering if Hannah.
Who'd us?
Hannah, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's like it's. And somebody called us out on some other show.
Yeah.
We messed up a name. We're like, sometimes it gets so like hyper focused on the actual character that sometimes the name eludes us in these wrap ups. I have an early theory that Hannah 86'd Peter.
That would be interesting. That would.
I mean, that would be a great twist in
I
the story.
think she 86'd him. Because remember that one time she had the
She made that threat.
the one time we had the 4 candles burning for 3 people.
Yeah.
And you had the old
caretaker,
the old
the
caretaker,
teacher, or whatever.
and the 2 parents. And there was a 4th candle burning. I think she 86'd Peta, and that's when Peta, and when Miss Clayton's saying like, "Oh, I thought I saw Peter," she's just like, "Yeah," and the other people don't know.
They don't know. They think he just
Yeah,
left
they don't
or
know.
whatever.
They think he's gone, but I think because she seems she's very outspoken about how like angry she is that she's gone.
Well, somebody
I
did
think-
because it's his ghost we're seeing. So
I
somebody
think
did it, man.
she did it, and that's why she had 4 candles lit, and that's why I think when you look at how she handles, Miss Clayton being like, "Oh, I thought I saw Peter," like, yeah, maybe
That
maybe
seems
he
like
did.
it seems like quite a jump though to go from just not liking the slime bag who's hanging around for the money to to
But
go
I
that
think
route.
when the old caretaker, as they said, walked into the lake and was essentially, drowned herself, I think after that she took revenge.
That could be,
'Cause
yeah.
Peter's because she doesn't she doesn't hold her tongue when it comes to talking about how she feels about how the wonderful person the caretaker was and how bad of a person
Won't even say
Peter
his
was.
name.
I think she de-lifed 86.
No spoilers, guys, in the
No
comments,
spoilers.
please.
Do not-
The show is so
do
good.
not tell
The
us.
one thing and maybe let me know from you and you guys here too. The dirty feet lady, that ghost. Like, I'm real curious to see who is that.
Yeah,
what's her name? God,
That's the
we're so bad
caretaker.
tonight.
Is it Giselle? Miss Giselle?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
That's
think
what.
that's
Well, I
her.
think it's the old caretaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, which would make sense. She's coming from the pond or the lake. She would have muddy feet. That would make sense.
like when we saw her a couple episodes ago, just standing on the other side of the lake, she was wearing seemed like a black dress, but here it's a white gown. So that's why I'm a little confused. Yeah. Either way, the ending was great too because it looked like Danny finally said, "F it, I'm gonna take my subconscious on now and take it head on." Now, granted, there was alcohol in there, but she took the first steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, looking forward to it.
Well, and we're looking forward to the next episode, guys. So for the Appleton Oak, that's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. This has been Bad Medicine. That was Bly Manor. We'll see you guys on the next one.